Hi everybody, Spider-Kel back again for a review. Not been around for a review for a very long time, but this was something I really wanted to do. I've just got back, well sorry, we've just got back, Tracy and I went to Newcastle Radio Arena. We not long got back, and I just had to come out here and do a review and let you guys know what I thought of it. The show we went to see was this one, Batman Live World Arena Tour. This is the program. If you're going to go see it, I recommend you pick this up. It's got a lot of information, a lot of great pictures in it. Sorry, my voice is going like that. I'm hearing crackling. Yes, I recommend you pick this up. It's £15, but it's worth it. It really is worth it. Sometimes you see programs for that amount and you buy it, you think, well, it doesn't even worth it. This is, in my opinion, I think this is worth it. I heard about Batman Live back last November 2010, when it came through in an email. And I got in touch with Tracy and I was like, wow, I just heard about this, do you fancy? And she's like, yeah, great, yeah. And she booked the tickets, but she wouldn't tell me where they were. She was like, I booked the tickets. And I was like, how cool, where are we? She's like, I'm not telling you. And she just wouldn't tell me. Then on my birthday, she announced to me that we're in Block A, which is basically the stage comes out, kind of like comes out and then goes back in, and then you've got seats along there, but you've got seats right along the edge of the stage. And we were at the very edge of the right-hand side of the stage as you're looking at it. Left-hand stage of the actors are looking out. So we were on that side, on the very front. So I'm sat like that, and Batman is like, well, like that, staring at me, sort of thing. Just so freaking close. And I sat down and I was like, best birthday present ever. Just right, it's there, dude. Gotham City is right in front of me. Man, this is freaking sweet. And yeah, just brilliant seat. So that was an awesome birthday present. It really was. So I had known about this since last November. And so I've been waiting a lot of months for it. And my overall view of it, awesome. Just across the board, awesome. Acting, acrobatic, special effects, story, across the board, awesome. Worth the wait, amazing, just brilliant. I want to go into a bit more detail, but what I'm going to do is say, if you're going to go see it and you don't want to know anything about it, I recommend you switch off. All I will say, I've made this video once before and I realised I left something out and I wanted to come back and do this. All I will say is if you are going to go to it and you don't want to be spoiled or anything like that, do not look up. It's like the Oblivion ride at Alton Towers, don't look down, except it's the other way around, don't look up. There was one point where something was happening and I just looked up and I saw something and it ruined the surprise as it happened. So it's so hard as well because it's like, I mean, I was like right underneath it, so I could see things happening. If you're way back in the other seats, then you might not be able to see things, or you might be able to see it a lot better. But don't look up. It's just, there's a few times where I didn't, and something happened, and I was like, whoa, that was cool, you know. But if you look up, it kind of spoils it. So yeah, that's just my only bit of advice. But if you're going to go see it, you don't want to be spoiled on what's going to happen and things like that. Yeah. You'll love it. If you like Batman, it's just a stage show to kind of capture the essence and the story of Batman and Robin. Brilliant. Across the board, actors are brilliant. The guy that's Joker, Harley Quinn, and all of the other characters, brilliant. They capture the characters brilliantly. You will love it. So, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy the show, and I'll see you soon. But I recommend you switch off now. So, ta-da. Right, now they've gone, I'm going to get into a little bit more detail. I'm not going to go on for ages, but there's just a few things I want to talk about, and I've just made a little list here. Actors, for one thing. Right, we had, because there's two different people who play Batman, two different people who play Robin, we had Nick Cort and Michael Pickering. At least we're pretty sure that's who we had. We looked at the pictures and we're like, yeah, that's who we had, sort of thing. It could have been the other guys, and the pictures are just a little bit outdated. But that's pretty much who we're sure we had, and they were great. They were very, very, very good. But they're the only ones characters who are played by different actors. The Joker is always played by Mark Frost. He's brilliant. He is really good. Emma Clifford as Catwoman, Poppy Tierney as Harley Quinn, Alex, oh my god, Giannia? That's not even a name. Word. Giannini. Giannini. Can you see where I'm struggling with that one? I'm really sorry, but I can't pronounce that. He was the Penguin. He's great, despite the fact I can't pronounce his name. He's very, very good. John Conroy as Alfred Pennyworth, brilliant. Gary Lake was Two-Face. Christopher Price was the Riddler. Then you've got, right over here, you've got Valerie Mrzak, who was Poison Ivy. Ian Henderson was Scarecrow. And they all kind of like also are part of the people, like little small parts, and the ensemble as well. Just to go across them, the Joker I thought was incredible. He really, Mark Frost really, really captured it. His voice as well, to me, was very Mark Hamill. He sounded a lot like Mark Hamill's animated Batman's Joker. I really, really enjoyed him, and just the way he played things and the way he was like acting and stuff like that. He was very, very good as the Joker. Emma Clifford as Catwoman, very, very good. Catwoman was quite a big part of the story, and she turns up in it quite a lot. And I like at the end how she's been with the bad guys all the way through. Then at the end, she helps Batman and Robin fight in Arkham Asylum, and it's like Robin's kind of saying, "I thought she was one of the bad guys," and Batman's like, "So did I." And I like that. Catwoman's always this whole, one minute she's a bad guy, the next minute she's a good guy, and the next minute she's a bad guy. She's a cat. I mean, I've got 2 cats now, and one of them's called Selena, after Selena Kyle, obviously. And they're both, one day they'll be great, and they'll come over and purr, and they'll stroke, they'll let you stroke them and so on, and one minute you'll stroke them and they'll rip your hand off, you know. So that's why I like Catwoman. She's, one minute she's good, one minute she's bad. She's always good or always bad. She's kind of the grey area. And I like how they did that. Alfred Pennyworth, very funny, very funny. John Conroy was very, very funny. Gary Lake was Two-Face. I like what he did. He would stand there facing the audience like this, and I think this was his bad side and this was his Harvey Dent side. So he'd be kind of like talking like Harvey Dent like this, and then he'd become Two-Face like this, and then Harvey Dent like this, and he'd be having an argument. At one point, he was having an argument with himself, and he put the guns to his head as if each one was going to kill the other side. And I was like, brilliant. He was really good how he would switch from one to the other just instantly. And this is the way he did it, and how he didn't get dizzy doing this all the time. It was brilliant. Christopher Price for the Riddler. The Riddler wasn't very in it very much. Two-Face wasn't even really. But he was very, very good. When he spoke, it was very he was the Riddler. And the way he walked, and like Tracy was even saying, like when he walked on, the way he was walking with the cane and the way he would kind of walk was very much like the Riddler in the cartoons and the film. Just brilliant. I'm kind of like just reeling these off just quickly. Valerie Mrzak was Poison Ivy. She was barely in it. She turns up at the end, kisses Batman, and then kind of like is there but buggers off. You know, she's not really a big part of it, but when she is there, and her entrance is really good as well. Ian Henderson was Scarecrow, and he's in it even less than Poison Ivy, but he really made an impact with me. He's basically on stilts, and his arms are longer by his hand by like another like couple of foot. So he's kind of like coming in with this whole Scarecrow sort of effect, where like he's like dangling over Batman, who's been infected with fear gas. And I was watching, I was like, that is the best representation of Scarecrow I've seen. I mean, they've obviously done different for the live show, but brilliant. And he was just like that. Very, very good. I was very impressed with the Scarecrow. And then the rest of the people were like acrobats and so on, and very, very impressive, the acrobatics in there. The stunts that they did, the acrobats, the flipping, the balance, and how I was watching them. Some of them were doing it like literally in front of my face, and I was like, how on earth are you doing that? You know, and just very, very impressive. As I say as well, Penguin, Riddler, Two-Face are kind of like in it a little bit more than Poison Ivy and Scarecrow, but are still not in it a lot. I liked it. They're in it enough to kind of like get their point across and get their story across, sort of thing. but they're not in it completely, and they are integral to the plot, but they're not in it a lot. It's mainly Joker, Catwoman, and Harley Quinn are the bad guys, but the others are kind of there, and they have all joined forces. Excuse me. And I was kind of worried at first that it was going to be Batman facing Joker, then facing Two-Face, then facing the Penguin. I thought, oh, that's going to be crap. But the way they did it was they all had them all together with Joker at the front, sort of thing. But it was very, very, very good. What little parts that they all played were played beautifully. Just really, really good. What else would I want to talk about? Yeah, Riddler, Penguin, Scarecrow, and all the rest of them. Poison Ivy were barely in it, but they were good. The acting was brilliant. The acrobatics were incredible. That's pretty much it. The whole story was kind of like Robin becoming Dick Grayson becoming Robin and trying to find out who killed his parents. And that's kind of the whole plot of the play, mixed in with a little bit of Arkham Asylum, where Joker takes over. Very, very good. And just yeah, that's basically the main gist of it. The main gist is like Dick Grayson becoming Robin, Batman, Bruce Wayne declaring he's Batman to him. There was a really funny part where Bruce Wayne's like stood there, he's like talking to Dick Grayson, he turns around and says, "I am Batman," and all I could hear was people behind me going, "Wow, never, really?" And then one guy just went, "Gasp!" I was just like, yeah, we all know that Bruce Wayne's Batman. It's not the biggest revelation, you know, but just reactions behind me were just so funny. I was going to say something that's gone on my head now. Oh, no, the digital wall behind it and how it was like all a comic book format. Brilliant, what a great idea. The Batmobile. That's what I didn't talk about in the last video I made. I knew I wanted to make another one for any reason. The Batmobile, when I first saw that revealed, I saw that, I thought, I'm not impressed. I didn't like it. It looked too small for them to even fit into it. But, oh my dear God, that Batmobile is freaking sweet. That is one awesome Batmobile. And both Batman and Robin could fit in it, mind you, because I was so close. When he got in it as Bruce Wayne, that wasn't so bad. When he got it as Batman, he had to kind of like sit there and do this. So the cover literally went over, almost chopped his ears off, you know, chopped his little bat ears off. And he's kind of like laying there like that. I was like, yeah, that's I could see how much of a tight squeeze that is, you know. But it was, the Batmobile was freaking sweet. Really good. There was just one point about it. I loved it across the board. I really did. But one point that Tracy made that kind of made me think, do you know what, actually, yeah. His cape was too heavy. Tracy basically turned out to me and said his bat cape was too heavy. Because when he flew in on wires and he was doing this, you know, like the whole flying in on his cape sort of thing, it didn't flow. And it didn't look right. You know, it didn't look like the whole menacing bat pose that it should be. Because his cape was quite a heavy material. Now, there'll be a reason why they did that, maybe so that it didn't get in the way when he was fighting or because it looked better. But if it was a light material, it would have flowed. It would have looked a lot better when he was flying. But just a minor gripe. But yeah, I hadn't really thought about it when she mentioned it. I was like, yeah, actually, do you know what? You're right, yeah. But yeah, overall, incredible. There was also just a few things that I said to Tracy, so long as this happens and this happens and this happens and this happens, I'm happy. One of them was Batman when he first turns up, he flies in. And like he's kind of like, and that happens. So I was like, I'm happy. Harley Quinn had to refer to Joker as Mr. J or Pudding. She did both constantly. Mr. J, Mr. J. I love you, Pudding, and stuff. And I was just like, she was perfect as Harley Quinn. Just Harley Quinn was just Harley Quinn, just brilliant. And what was the other one? There was one other where I said it just has to happen. I can't remember what it was, but it happened. Everything that I said, so long as this happens and this happens, I'm happy, and they all did. Just a very, very good show. So I'm going to leave it there. Yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Because I could go on forever. All apart from the fact that I will say that there's one part where Joker fires confetti all over, and because I was sat so close, I was covered in it. and then I collected it because basically it was this little Batman confetti, which I just thought it was confetti at first, and then when Tracy picked it up, she was like, "Oh, look, it's like little bats." I was like, "Oh, wow!" Got a great big handful and scooping them into my bag. So yeah, and then I met a friend afterwards, someone I used to work with, and he was like, they were there with a 9-year-old lad, and how he collected loads of it up, and I was like, yeah, I'm 30-year-old, and I still did it. It was brilliant. Such a good atmosphere, and there's loads of people there dressed up and like in Batman, and little kids in Batman costumes. Oh, so cute. And there was like a couple of people where I saw was like little kids in Batman costumes, and then the dad stood there in Batman costumes, and I was like, oh, and a Riddler costume and a Two-Face costume. I was like, oh, just such a good atmosphere. It was a really good night. Very, very good. But yeah, that's my take on it. I loved it. Amazing night. Well worth the wait. Amazing. Go and see it. And if you have seen it, do like me. I want to see it again. I don't think I'll get the chance, but I really would love to see it again. If you have seen it, leave comments or leave a video response or anything. I want to know what people thought of this. So yeah, let me know what you thought of it. I loved it. If you agree, disagree, let me know. So anyway, I'm off. Take care. I hope you enjoyed the review, and I'll see you soon. Take care.